Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the English news of Binh Phuoc radio television station and newspaper. And with you, with the latest news for today. Binh Phuoc seeks to expand cooperation with fusion province. Binh Phuoc Index of Industrial Production rises by 14.8% in the first 5 months. President receives ambassadors of ASEAN, Timor-Leste. First batch of 2024 crop variety reaches Paris. Continuing investment promotion activities in China, on the afternoon of May 29, a delegation from Binh Phuoc province, led by its Provincial Party Secretary Nguyễn had a working session with the leaders of Fujian Province, China.
Fujian Provincial Party Secretary Zhou Chuji expressed his pleasure in welcoming the Binh Phuoc delegation. He noted that due to many similarities, Fujian's leadership is always encouraging and facilitating their businesses to explore investment opportunities in the Vietnamese locality. Binh Phuoc Provincial Party Secretary Nguyễn affirmed that the visit to Fujian aims to concretize and implement the high-level common understanding between the two parties and countries, especially the joint statement on further deepening and evaluating the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership and building a community with a shared future of strategic significance between Vietnam and China. Through this visit, Binh Phuoc hopes to expand cooperative relations with localities and investors from Fujian. Additionally, they aim to introduce Binh Phuoc's investment environment, mechanisms, and preferential policies to encourage Fujian investors to research, survey, and invest in the province in the near future.
According to the General Statistics Office, Binh Phuoc is one of the 55 localities with an index of industrial production IIP increase in the first 5 months of 2024 compared to the same period last year.
The General Statistics Office reported that industrial production in May continued its positive growth trend, increasing by 3.9% compared to the previous month and by 8.9% compared to the same period last year. Several localities showed significant increases in the industrial production index, including Phu Thọ, up 31.2%, Bắc Giang, up 24.9%, and Binh Phuoc, up 14.8%. Overall, in the first 5 months of the year, the National Industrial Production Index increased by 6.8% compared to the same period last year. The manufacturing and processing sector increased by 7.3%, contributing 6.4 percentage points to the overall growth. The electricity production and distribution sector increased by 12.7%, contributing 1.1 percentage points. The water supply, waste management, and wastewater treatment sector increased by 6.3%, contributing 0.1 percentage points. However, the mining sector decreased by 4.2% compared to 2.4% decrease in the same period in 2023, reducing overall growth by 0.8 percentage points.
District, town, and city committees adhere to regulations, develop annual plans to prevent non-communicable diseases and mental health disorders, allocate local budget funds for risk mitigation, and comply with provincial directives. This is the requirement of the Provincial People's Committee to strengthen the prevention of non-communicable diseases and mental health disorders.
The Provincial People's Committee mandates the Department of Health to lead and coordinate with various provincial bodies to implement the 2022-2025 plan on non-communicable disease and mental health prevention. This involves communicating and guiding citizens on preventive measures and early detection, organizing programs to address risk factors, particularly alcohol-related issues, promoting proper nutrition and physical activity, and training grassroots healthcare personnel on detection, prevention, and treatment of these conditions.
Let's continue our bulletin with top stories around the country. State President Tô Lâm on May 30th received ambassadors of ASEAN member states to Vietnam. More in the following report.
On behalf of ambassadors and chargé d'affaires of Southeast Asian countries in Hanoi, Lao Ambassador, Kam Phao Ern Thavan, congratulated President Tô Lâm on newly being elected head of state of Vietnam. The Lao diplomat emphasized that Vietnam has always played an important role in strengthening solidarity and promoting the central role of ASEAN. She expressed her belief that, under the leadership of President Lam, the friendship and cooperation between Vietnam and Southeast Asian countries will grow stronger, making important contributions to peace, security, and stability in the region. Expressing his joy at the first meeting with the Southeast Asian diplomats in his new position, President Lam thanked leaders as well as the diplomats for their congratulations. He emphasized that Southeast Asia has always been a family of close neighbors of Vietnam and has a particularly important position in the country's foreign policy. The host leader said he hopes that the diplomats will make more contributions to promoting friendly relations and cooperation between Vietnam and Southeast Asian countries, joining hands to build a united and strong ASEAN community.
Many delegates expressed their admiration for Vietnam's impressive progress in gender equality indices during discussions on the slides of the 7th session of the 15th National Assembly, with efforts today serving as a crucial foundation for achieving further gender equality goals.
In the National Strategy for Gender Equality, 11 out of 20 targets had been met or exceeded by the end of 2023 under goals set for 2025. The female workforce participation rate, at over 50.8%, demonstrates women's financial and occupational independence. However, some targets are still to be met, most notably the sex ratio at birth, which although brought under control remains unstable and high compared to the natural balance. Caring about these indices reflects a concern for the legal framework on gender equality. This system is increasingly refined, synchronized, and aligned with the country's international integration, ensuring equal rights for women, men, and vulnerable groups. While Vietnam has made significant strides forward in gender equality, there is a need for continuous improvements to the associated legal framework, strict implementation of gender mainstreaming in legislative documents, effective implementation of projects, policies, and solutions to reduce gender imbalances in birth rates, adaptation to population aging, digital technology, incomes, employment, and climate change, and bridging gender gaps.
2 tons of fresh Vietnamese lunches meeting global gap standards arrived at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris on May 28, making the first shipment of this year's crop.
The airlift batch from the Thanh Hai district in the northern province of Hải Dương. Upon reaching supermarket shelves, the fruit attracted significant customer interest, with many eager to taste and purchase them. According to the Vietnam Trade Office in France, to enable Vietnamese farm produce to penetrate and maintain a firm foothold in a demanding market like the European Union, businesses need to improve cultivation practices and harvesting and preservation technologies to assure the highest quality of fresh fruits. The most important is to intensify product introduction and promotion initiatives, helping Vietnamese goods reach more local consumers.
Vietnam served nearly 7.6 million international holidaymakers in the first 5 months of this year, up 64.9% year-on-year.
According to the General Statistics Office, in May alone, the country accommodated nearly 1.4 million foreign arrivals, surging by 51% over the same period last year. Revenue from accommodation and catering services in the reviewed period was estimated to reach over $11.6 billion, an increase of 15% over the same period last year, while travel tourism revenue totaled an estimated $950 million, marking a year-on-year rise of 45%. According to a report from the World Economic Forum, Vietnam's tourism climbed 8 places in its Travel and Tourism Development Index between 2019 and 2021, making it one of the 3 biggest improvers in the world. In 2024, The country ranked 59 among the 119 economies nationwide, reaching 3.96 points, down 3 places compared to 2021.
And that's it for this edition of BPTV News. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.